Time to light me up one. The absolute sweet taste of Bears victory. Woo! That's what I love. Taste of victory. Bears win 36-10 against the Panthers to extend the Bears' home win streak to 8 consecutive games. And this is the best this team has looked all season, and it is time for me to talk about this game, and it feels good to do it after a victory. But without further ado, let's dive into it. Yeah. This is exactly what I've been waiting on this entire season. Yes! This Bears offense was absolutely tremendous. Yes! And the one thing that I do want to preface before I really get into it is, I was telling everybody, if you guys go watch the clips, you guys go watch the videos, you had to be patient with Caleb. You had to be patient with this Bears offense. You can say, oh, it's against Carolina, they're the worst team with football, the blah, blah, blah. I don't care. You still have to come out and execute. The Bears did that. The Bears executed tremendously on the offensive side of the ball. Yeah! Caleb Williams, the numbers even actually show that he was really good with the football. 20 of 29 for 304 yards and 2 TDs with 0 interceptions.
Sensational.
Yet again, and he was only sacked once, and that was a coverage sack. So not only did Caleb Williams play tremendous football, we give credit to DeAndre Swift, who had 73 yards receiving on 21 carries, and then on top of that, he had a touchdown rusher. Then he had 47 yards on 2 catches.
Sensational.
Production from DeAndre Swift, again, was much needed in this ball game. Roschon Johnson, 2 touchdowns.
Sensational.
DJ Moore, best game of the year, 105 yards and 2 TD catches.
Sensational.
This offense really started to look like an NFL offense. It really did. We're talking about Caleb Williams not trying to push the ball down the field like we've seen throughout the first 3 weeks of the season, and that comes with growth. He's starting to get an understanding of, I don't have to push the football down the field. I don't have to try to make everything work with my big arm. I don't have to try to do everything for the Chicago Bears team to win football game. And that is exactly what you've got out of Caleb Williams today. You got a guy who understood, hey, I got a check down here, I got a completion here, I got a first down here. And when I run the football, I can run the football here. I can do different things. I can escape the pocket. I can try to get the yards with my legs. Maybe if I don't have anything open downfield, use my leg. And that is what we've seen from Caleb Williams today. By far, his best game of the season, and it had 126.2 quarterback rating.
Sensational.
What a tremendous game played by Caleb Williams. Very efficient, taking care of the football, running when he needed to and when he had to, and escaping the pocket and making things happen, even if it was just to throw the football away. We're starting to see more and more growth out of Caleb Williams. That's all you can ask for. He got that today. We ran the football very tremendous today. Check mark. Yeah. And we've seen on some plays that the run action, the play action really helped Caleb Williams distribute the football. I always say a good running game sets up a passing game. The Bears ran the football effectively. They ran the ball 39 times versus 29 passes. Well, called at least. Well, it's a stat sheet. We all know a couple of current runs from Caleb, but the mixing of the play call, the last 2 weeks have been a lot better from Shane Waldron. Yes! Mixing up the run pass, it wasn't as much screens, even though we did see them, and the one where DeAndre Swift almost scored on. Very effective screen game versus just considering screen. He called the screen game effectively. Now, one thing that offensively the Bears can clean up is still some of those pre-snap penalties where you have two guys moving in motion in the red zone.
Dinkelberg.
Whether you have some false start penalties.
Dinkelberg.
You have some illegal formation penalties.
Dinkelberg.
We can still clean that up. We had the clipping penalty, which was very ticky-tack. You had a holding penalty on DeAndre Swift where he didn't hold him at all.
Dinkelberg.
Again, clean up a little bit of the penalties on pre-snap, which in the clipping penalty really killed that one possession that we had in the red zone. Overall, this is the offensive game that we wanted to see from the Chicago Bears and Shane Waldron. And I have to give credit. I would be remiss if I did not give credit to the Chicago Bears offensive line.
Sensational.
Jones, Tevin Jenkins, and he was out. Kramer, they had him in packages. Pryor, and I'll talk about him later. Shelton, Darnell Wright. This is the best the Bears offensive line has played all season long.
Sensational.
They protected Caleb Williams very well. They picked up blitzes, and Caleb Williams performed well against the blitz because the Bears were picking up those blitzes. And even when they were starting to get home, Caleb Williams did the smart thing and tried to get outside of the pocket and make things happen. He had a rushing touchdown called back because of that clipping. This was a very efficient game for this Bears offense. And outside from the Panthers' first drive where Herbert had that 38-yard touchdown run,
Squidward!
this Bears defense played tremendously. Whether it was the interception by Kevin Byard,
Yes!
the forced fumble by Jaquan Brisker,
Yes!
making some key third down stops. Now, Herbert did have 13 carries for 97 yards, but like I said, 38 of them was that touchdown wrong alone. You take that out, he's 60 yards, under 60 yards of rush. Then Dalton, 18 for 28 for 129. No TDs in that pick. This Bears defense played lights out yet again. Now, one thing I've always said the Bears can be better at is the interior of the defensive line against the run. Javon Dexter has been playing very well against the pass. Billings has been playing solid. I just wish they were a little bit better against the run. That's all. Jaylon Johnson, best corner in football.
Sensational.
And I'm not just saying that because he's the Bear. You can argue Patrick Surtain, you can argue Sauce Gardner, and I think that's it. In my opinion, he definitely top 3 corner. And the way he was left out that 100 list was kind of disrespectful.
That is blasphemous!
But this is what I call complementary football. Bears create turnovers defensively. Offensively, they move the football, score points.
Yeah!
This is team football. Albeit, a lot of people are going to say it was against Carolina, the worst team in football, but you had 3 turnovers. The Bears didn't turn the football over at all. Check. 24 first downs. Check. 424 yards of total offense. Check.
Sensational.
Penalties, you can clean those up a little bit. They were down from last week. We only had 5 penalties. Speaking of the Evan Pryor, J.C. Horn hold dispute and fight, and Evan Pryor, you got to be better. There's no way you should be coming in and throwing a punch. No way you should be coming in throwing a punch. The frustration for the Carolina Panthers showed, and you egged it by throwing a punch to J.C. Horn.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
I know the broadcast didn't see it, but that was the first thing that came clear to my eye. Evan Pryor went in and threw a punch. You don't do that. You do not do that.
Dinkelberg.
When it comes to third down efficiency, the Bears could be a little bit better. They were only 4 for 11 today. It could be a little bit better offensively on third down. Defensively, Panthers were 3 for 12. So defensively, you did a good job on third down. Offensively, I just wish the Bears could have been a little bit better on third down, which is probably the only big hiccup. Be a little bit better on third down as the Bears offensively. Stop some of those pre-snap penalties, which still continue, which wasn't as much as last week, but it still continued today. And they were 3 out of 4 in the red zone as far as converting touchdowns. This Bears offense, and then on top of that, they ran the football very well. So this is what we've been kind of wanting from this Bears offense. Be efficient with the football, run the football effectively, be able to call some run action, some play action passes that are effective because the running game is effective. So this is what we've been waiting for this Chicago Bears team.
Yes!
Torrey Taylor didn't have to be much of a factor because the Bears were putting up points. It's crazy that a punter was the big factor last week, and this week we didn't need him because we were finally converting some of those drives into touchdowns. Defensively, we were being very effective, getting after the quarterback, causing turnovers. Offensively, we were running the football very effectively, getting some of those play actions, and DJ Moore had his best game of the year against his former team, while we might add. This is something we can build off of. We are over 500 football team.
Yeah!
8-game home winning streak.
Yes!
Offensively, they've been very efficient the last 2 weeks. Running the football very effectively the last 2 weeks. Defensively, you've been creating turnovers the last 2 weeks. Whether we're talking about the fumble from Tribble earlier, the Kevin Bryant interception, or the fumble from, I think it was Sanders, that Tremaine Edmunds calls late. And another thing that I want to point out is, this is why you need Roschon Johnson to run the football more. I was calling earlier that we need to see more of Roschon in this ballgame. It does suck that Khalil Herbert's role has been really reduced, because I do like Khalil Herbert as well. But when you have Swift and Roschon playing like this, there's only so much other football and room to go around. It does suck for Khalil Herbert. I won't lie. It does suck. This ball game in particular is a momentum type of ball game for both sides of the football going into London next week. Offensively, this is what we needed. Build this offensive confidence. Build the confidence of Shane Waldron and his weapons. Build confidence of Shane Waldron and Caleb Williams. Eberflus, Eric Washington in that defense. Build confidence on the players that you have. Sweat wasn't, I want to say, a big statistical factor. We still made tremendous plays, sacking Andy Dalton 3 times. We got the Bryce Young once.
Sensational.
This is a hell of a win, a hell of a complete game, and I don't care that it was against the Panthers. This is still an NFL football team. And we've seen historically Bears sometimes do play down a little bit to the competition. And for them to come out now in the third quarter, it wasn't really as good. The second quarter is where we got more of our explosion. 20 points unanswered in the second quarter. And we come back in it with a field goal. I wish Cairo Santos didn't miss that extra point. Score would have been a lot different. But either way it goes, a win is a win.
Yeah!
And then especially a home win, which the Bears aren't at home for another month. Of course, you got the London, you got the bye week, then you got 2 straight road games. But at the end of the day, the Bears are victorious, baby. 36-10 at home against the Carolina Panthers. Much needed football game to continue to build momentum for both sides of the football, and especially for our offense with new coordinator, young quarterback. We continue to do that. And I love the fact that they play so efficient. But either way, we win 36-10 at home against the Panthers. 8-game home win streak still intact, and it feels good to be a Bears fan right now. Bear down, die Bears, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.
Yeah! Yes! Hey!